Greetings, comrades, and welcome to How the Red Was Won, a podcast about organizing in the South, Texas fascism, and how to fight back. I am your host, Jen Big Nasty, and first time in a while, I've got a guest in the studio today. He is a local Austin legend, an actual born and raised Austinite, Mexilero Apache, which is a member of the Horse Whispering Nation. He's a musician, he's an activist, and he is, in my opinion, Austin's favorite Santa Claus. Please welcome Sam Greyhorse.
Thank you for having me out here today, Jen.
Oh yeah, hi Sam. Thanks for coming all the way down here. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
I got the call and I said, and we were talking and I said, yeah, let the people know what it's about for me.
Yes. Now it'll be really cool. I'm excited just to talk about you. Like, who is Sam Greyhorse?
Sam Greyhorse was born in Austin, Texas in 1961 in the old Brackenridge Hospital, which is gone now on 15th and Red River.
I don't think they've torn it down. It's just there empty.
No,
right?
Where I was born, it's gone. It used to be the old Children's Hospital.
Oh.
Before it was Children's Hospital, it was the first original Brackenridge Hospital was a brick building.
Wow.
And I graduated in 1980, and I think they knocked it down in 81 or 82.
Okay.
Because I got to work there out of high school. I got a job there working in a film library in radiology at the Brackenridge. I've worked in the medical field. People didn't know that for many years. And I did that. But I was born here in 1961. I grew up in the 04. I went to Becker Elementary and Travis Heights and Fulmore and graduated from Travis. My father and mother are Austinites also. Grandparents too, what we know. Yes, I grew up before there were cell phones and all that other stuff that we have now. Technology to make us better. I liked it better back then.
Yeah.
When you could get with the kids and go to the corner and go, have a good time. You know what I mean? I think times have gotten too technical and it affects us growing up. I was glad I got to grow up as a kid that way,
Yeah. I think that, technology in so many ways was sold to us as it like connects us. And in some ways I think it does, but in so many other ways it puts this like screen in front of our faces and keeps us divided.
I like keeping it simple. Living in Ishkadalte means in my heart because your head will play tricks on you. So you got to keep it simple. And after, I've always been that way. My life has always been, things always happen. Wow, I wonder what that. And not till I got older in life, I saw that Creator had a different mission for me all along that I never understood till I was 64. Actually after my accident, 57, 58, I knew something was up. I broke my neck, my back, 12 ribs, cracked my skull right up here. I collapsed 2 lungs, shattering. I was pronounced dead at the scene. I got fibrillated at the racetrack. I was at a training facility and then star flight again. And then I was on a machine. I remember waking up and telling Mom, I need to go home. I'm ready to go home. And that was the day that everybody showed up to say their goodbyes. It was the day they were going to unplug me from a machine because I wasn't responding to the medicine they told me. And
what had happened? You fell?
I was training racehorses I don't do that no more. I did that many years ago, and I used to teach horses, problem horses. They wouldn't load up in the gates anymore, or they were just that sport is kind of I'm glad because, like you said, I don't whisper to horses. I just connect with them. There's all these people want a title for that. I'm from a horse nation. Everybody I know that on the res that has 4-leggeds, they're very connected to them, just like I am. If they're dialed in correctly. So I would work horses out, and one day there was a bunch of young colts training, and some guy canceled, so they asked me, I was a ponier, would you get in the race? I had Big Red. I'll talk about Big Red in a minute. And Big Red's an old racehorse I rescued many years ago. And so, yeah, I got in the race without checking my saddle. You're supposed to have a tight saddle when you're going to run, but it was tight enough for walking and ponying, but not running. And I got on the line with these guys, got in the gate, and then 6 of us took off. And at 150 yards, my saddle started going to the side. So I grabbed it and I pulled it all the way around. It came all the way around, and my foot got stuck in the stirrup. So the horse, Big Red, drugged me probably another 130 yards.
Wasn't even aware that you had fallen off.
No, he was just running. There was another 5 horses running next to me.
Wow.
Yeah. People go, "Have you looked? You didn't get killed." It did kill me.
It did, literally, yeah.
It killed me, yeah. And it was it's unbelievable that happened to me, but it did. And I went into a coma and went to a very pretty place. Some things I talk about, most stuff I keep that to myself.
That's fair.
That's my kind of space that I got to see some things that I didn't think I'd run into people. I saw family members for sure that have gone, and they were there. I saw a couple of friends that I literally grew up with them, and and then some other stories. But at the same time, my mission wasn't over. I have no words to explain why I was chosen to do this, and I'm not nobody special, but I live in a world where they say you can't do this and can't do that, and I quit taking pain pills and stuff after all them breaks because it would affect how I made my decisions. And so I learned to do more traditional, went back into the lodge with brothers and friends and people that we pray that way, and started doing that medicine, you know what I mean? And them grandfathers are the stones, and they take that negative energy from you and they revive you. I do that quite a bit now to be who I am and do what I do, because there's no way in this day and time I can do that. I don't go to churches and religion. I pray to, there's one creator looking down on all the gods, that's for sure. And I pray to that creator. And
were you raised with a lot of the native traditions and religion?
No, I was raised like most people were growing up in this day and time. Your parents know that, but they bring you up in either Catholic or Christian, and that just seems to be the thing to do. They want a better life for you, so you got to go with the program, you know what I mean? And I feel nobody really knows what's going on, you know what I mean? They just learn it as they go and go with the flock. This is what you do. I think you need to stop and think and reflect. Who are you? Where did you come from before this was implemented to us? I had a guy tell me the other day at the cotton, "Hey man, I want to save you." And Jesus, your Jesus killed my people. Right. You know what I'm saying? I said, he didn't get it. I said, if I didn't believe in this, we would get hung or killed. You know what I mean? And so, and that's there's a lot of our history that, history is written by the conquerors. There's a lot of history and good medicine that we'll never know because they control that, just like everything else they do in our life, and
it's the whole point of colonization, right? Is to erase.
That is it. That's correct. Erase the real medicine so you can pay to get it next,
and gatekeep it. So when you had your accident, that kind of brought you kind of back.
I grew up. I mean, we grew up and we had my abuelita and my mom, and on both sides. I mean, I grew up on East 10th. My father lived up on the hill right there, and there's a lot of indigenous people back then still. They hablan español, we speak Spanish.
Right.
But we're from indigenous backgrounds, we're all indigenous, Your name's Rodriguez, Hernandez, Gonzalez. You're an Indian.
Right.
But you've been colonized to be a Christian or a Catholic. But when Spain came here many years ago, they went home, you know what I mean? They left their horses and their cattle, I guess you could say they went back, and so it went on for a while, you know what I mean? But then it was inevitable what was going to happen. And, you know, this is so funny to me. You know, I see this on the news, and I keep saying I'm not into political stuff, but I have to say something. How can a man, how can people that are from immigrants control a country that we're indigenously from this land? You know what I mean? And, you know, I laugh because after that January 6th incident with liberty and justice for us, and now you're going to see, you know, it ain't no joke. You know, this has been going on for the last 200-300 years.
Yeah.
That is what made this country. You know, either go with the program or you know, that's why one reason I don't talk much about that. You know what I'm saying here. I'm on a podcast. I don't care. You know what I mean? But I grew up in Austin. I had a beautiful life. I grew up in the late 60s here. Early 70s were grit. I got my driver's license at 1977 here in Austin. And I grew up, and then it was funny. When the change happened, it happened. It came quick. Within 10 years, everything changed so fast.
You mean that, like, Austin changed?
Austin changed big time, quick, and it was like the tech world came in. You know, the tech world came in, and it was it after the 80s, I mean, see, I graduated in the 80s, and then I hung around here, and I did what I did, and then in the 90s, I got married for a short amount of time. That didn't work, so I went to Dallas, Texas, and lived for a while, and then I came back, and I came back and got in an accident on a horse. Yeah, and my life changed. But I came back because I got a job back at the hospital. Yeah. I kind of went my own way I learned body and paint, and I painted cars. I still fix cars. But with collapsed lungs, you got to be very careful now. Right. You can't, you know, I don't hear no more out of my left ear or see real good from my head injury. People don't see that, you know, they can't, they don't know that. People, I said, I don't hear on this side. You know, why do you sing with all these people? And I sing you at the Moody, or I said, I sing from the heart. I feel it. These people are following me. They're the best. They're great musicians. And so, yeah, I woke up from a coma, and then I went back to my mother's to live for a little while, and I still had my ranch off Sunflower Drive on 183 off Mahaloop. So I said, Mom, I'm going home. She goes, you can't go home. You forget to turn off the stove or the water and stuff, and you can still. No, I'm going home. So I took off walking in my neighbor, and it was another story, but I did make it, and I lived out there for a while, and then life moves on, and then I started writing again. I was in my living room, and that was another time. That was like in 2011. And I remember my mule, I heard on the back deck. I said, who's on my back deck? It was Mula. She had jumped on the deck, and I had the front door and the back screen open, the sliding door for the deck. And she walked through my living room and she walked outside and ate pears and walked back in, and I could barely get her. What are you doing? And it felt good. I'd see her every day come in. So I asked Josh Seeger next door, I said, hey, man, help me catch some mule. And I started writing again. He would help me. He goes, you're going to end up paralyzed. I'm already in the wheelchair, dude. Help me. Yeah. And that actually gave me the strength and the medicine I needed to start writing. And gradually I started writing oh, man, the rest is history, you know. Yeah.
And you credit her, Mula, with a lot of your recovery.
If it wasn't for Mula, I wouldn't be here. Right. I lost Big Red. Big Red's the horse that was at the track with me. He was 34 years old. He died in my arms November 5th of this year. Oh, I went outside and I saw the other ones, and I saw him. He was like sitting already, his back already gone. Yeah. He was already gone, but he was waiting for me to say goodbye. Yeah. So I walked up to him, and he was moving his head sideways. And I said, Red, I'm going to be okay. Go to sleep. And he laid down and he went to sleep. I'll never forget that the rest of my life. I was so connected to that guy. We both bled together, you know. I got hurt on him. He didn't know. It wasn't his fault. Right. And he always had a bad foot. They were going to put him down when he was 7, and I got him because he had a deformed foot. He had stepped on a piece of tin, and he cut the vessels in here, so his foot grew different, kind of deformed. But I I would fix it up and he'd be fine.
Yeah.
I'd ride him, good one day, and then he'd be out for about a month till he recovered. And that was his life for 34 years with me, and I loved it. I couldn't take him out like the big white one out there and the mule all the time, but I would take him out, 2 or 3 times out of the month. And he was very special. He wasn't like the other ones that would shy away. He'd go to danger. He was a warrior's horse. He wasn't scared of nothing. And I miss him every day. And he brought up little Leo, that little horse that was born. I had a little horse born on Riverside Farms Road. I lived there for 12 years. My house just burned down in January of this year. The fireplace caught on fire. And my life, I lived there. It was so, I was in my comfort zone, being able to ride from Riverside downtown. Now I got a trailer in 32 miles all the time I come in here.
Oh, okay. So you drive down and park, and then
yes, I do. I drive to park and a little spot. But yeah, Austin has been my home for many years. I mean, I remember in 1977 we were in the Austin Chattels, and my dad, he always had horses. We always had horses.
Oh, you did? You grew up with horses? I
grew up with horses.
You did?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
On Woodland Street, down that hill right now, that's a little storage area. When I was a kid, my dad there were stables there.
Wow.
Yeah, we used to have a horse there.
Austin has changed a lot.
Yeah, and right there where Habitat for Humanity was, there was a lot of horses right there. That was a big old stable right there where that Seed Medical Center has something there. But Habitat for Humanity, that chunky, back in the day, that was ranch land. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so now it's like an abnormality. Like when people see you riding around town, people like stop and look. But when you were growing up, it seems like there were a lot of people riding around.
Well, there was a few, but not, I've always, we'd ride in town for the parades and stuff, but people had horses, you know what I mean? I never really would see any here, but in East Side I would.
Yeah, okay.
In East Austin, I would see horses. People would ride their horses. Yeah, Austin, there's not another city like Austin, that's for sure. I traveled the country, touring music with the Greyhounds and other people, Henry Herbert and stuff. And no, there's only one Austin.
Yeah.
You can get in some place like LA and New York and Seattle, and they have a little area that's cool and stuff. But yeah, there's no place like Austin's one of its own.
Yeah. You want to talk about music?
Sure, my music career started after my accident. I played some guitar in high school, and was the guy at the show up at the party and could sing a song. You know what I mean? But
the girls love that.
The girls do love that. But I have a nice partner I met 6 years ago. She's a nice lady, and she's like my right hand, and her name's Teresa. Nice. And Teresa is a very special person and lets me do my world and do what I have to do, and doesn't interfere with my harmonie, my journey in life. So that works out very good for me because I'm everywhere. And my head, it's when it gets kind of I'm talking about something, it drifts off. But okay, what were we talking about?
Music.
All right. I wake up in the morning, I know just what to do. I look up at the sky, I know you'll get me through. Creator, creator, washed it, thank you. Black wolf, yellow bird, the time we had was true. The red road is my path, sometimes it can be humbling. I brace myself against the wind, sometimes it leaves me tumbling. Native, native, that's the way I live. Sometimes it's not easy, but what you get is what you give. Yes.
I love that.
I did that with David Grissom, and there's that's one of my songs that he told me, I want to work with you, but I want you to sing me a song of who you are. And I wrote a song about me, and I put Uncle Leonard Crow Dog as the chorus. Crow dog, chief of chiefs, they say. I hold me takiyasin, hookah, hookah, hey. Crow dog, chief, they say. Aho mitaki asen. Hookah, hookah, hey. Uncle Leonard Crow Dog was with Russell Means and Dennis Banks in Wounded Knee. He's heavy to me, and I got to spend a very small time of my older life when I go to ceremony with him. But I did meet him. Went to my house. He had an altar at our house with Eric, and we do ceremonies. You know that. Mm-hmm. And that's who I'm singing about, Crow Dog. Leonard Crow Dog is his name. And like I said, he was in Wounded Knee when the siege. And Eagle Elk was 13 then, and he was there. And I've had the honor of helping Eagle Elk with some medical stuff, and he's doing good. He lived with me for 2 years, and now he's back in South Dakota with his family on the res. And what a journey. Yeah. Learned so much wisdom from the relatives, you know. Mm-hmm. But that's what that is. And then, today I ride my ponies through these city streets. I share their energy with everyone I meet. Aho mitaki asen is what I say to all my relations. That's how I live my days. And that's how I write my music. Because I got a bad knocker. I forget. So I got to write stuff I really remember from Ishka, my heart. You know, I was walking down Congress and this lady stopped me on the mule in 2014. And she says, "You sing, don't you?" I said, "I can carry a tune sometimes." Well, I got this list and I said, "Those are nothing but hit songs, you know. No wonder that you're out telling me these kids can't do it." I said, "Those are some pretty, you know, I understand, but yeah, I can do that. You got to bring some guys and you got to pay me." But, and make a long story short, 3 gigs turned into, I did 70 gigs at that boot store. Wow. Yeah, I did my tax work, my income tax work, and I think it was $28,000 of doing that work that year for that. And I got to play. I was always saying, "Man, I'll never get to rehearse." You know, this is your rehearsals. Greyhorse. I played with Joe Beckham, James Hyland, Will Webster, Casper Ross, Boca Allen. And Glenn Fuganawa. And so many people, musicians. William Landon, Mike Burnell. I mean, these are people who played for Del Watson. They play all over the country. Legends, you know? Yeah. Legends. David Grissom played with the Dixie Chicks and Storyville, and Glenn Fuganawa played for the Dixie Chicks too. Casper Ross played with Buck Owens and people like that. And those are the people that have been backing me up in my corner. You know, I toured. I did a lot of music around town, you know, small stuff. But, and then I started hanging out with the Greyhounds, a band called the Greyhounds. I went to the gallery one night and I really dug this energy. This guy on guitar, Andrew Trube, and Dave Robinson, Snizzy, and Anthony Farrell. And I would go over there, and I was with Joe Beckham one day, and he goes, "What do you think of these guys?" I said, "I'm going to play with them guys." "Dude, these guys are playing." So sure enough, within 2 years, I was touring with them. He goes, "Whoa, you're scary." He told me, I go, "Joe, unless Glenn Fuganawa plays for me, you're hired." And 2 weeks later, same thing. Glenn started recording with me, and it's been a very magical. Be careful what you say. Right. You can manifest some stuff if you're in the right zone. I tell people, be careful. Pray for it. Be careful what you pray for. Where I pray, it's for real. In my church, it's the closest place to the Creator you could be. The way we do things, the way our relatives have been doing it for thousands of years before the ABCs came, before the language we speak. This is the way we prayed. You know, not just us. Everybody that's indigenous prays similar to the way we pray, you know. But music has been a very special thing. I got to tour with the Greyhounds, and we opened up for Charlie Crockett. We left November 5th and didn't get back till December 27th. I went all over the country singing about my mule and singing that Crow Dog song. And we opened up for Tedeschi Trucks also. I think we did a few gigs with the Black Pumas, and there was a good group of guys to tour with. Yeah. And eventually I got my band doing my Grissom project, I call it. And Anthony Farrell from the Greyhounds plays keys and bass, and Mike Burnell plays drums from Del Watson for many years. And I got Michael Hardwick, plays for John D. Graham. And I got some many others, Zach Yelp on PETA, and I've been going to Nashville and do some stuff. I was in Ohio about 4 weeks ago before the snow came. But right now, Christmas time comes, I start getting calls in October. I never thought Santa Claus was going to blow up like that. You know, I don't do it for the little white guy at the corner ringing the bell. I don't do that.
Right.
I'm like the adult Santa. If you don't take a picture, I'm walking by. You know what I mean? But that job is very special. You know, I really take a lot of pride and honor doing it. You know, it's an illusion, but it's a very corporate illusion. It's a 1 month that people spend a lot of money. But I'm here because I was the meaning of Christmas has changed so much when I was a child. Christmas was about giving and being with families and not separating them from their children and not getting there wasn't no such thing like borders back then when I was a girl. You just show I'm from here, there you go. You know, I think we've blown up the propaganda media and stuff to made it where it's worse than what it ever was.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
You know, it wasn't like that. It wasn't that too long ago. I mean, not too long ago, you know what I mean? They came in covered wagons over here. You know, it wasn't that too long ago that we were running around here. And this is one state where, you know, after the Civil War, there was still slavery here in Texas. You know what I mean?
For
this
years.
is one state that, you know, I mean, my high school, not saying nothing wrong because we didn't know no better, but we grew up in that area, in that energy. So you have to go with the program, you know. I grew up at a school called Travis Rebels. I mean, we had the rebel flag, and we had, you know, but
and that was not that long ago.
Not that long ago, and now, wow, it was cool to do them things. You know what I mean? And nothing cool about it. It's just the way they implant how they want
it's the dominant
generations
culture
to come up. You know what I mean? And it's
I mean, we had a street called Robert E. Lee until like what 10 years ago. Like it wasn't that long that they changed it.
It wasn't that long ago. No, it wasn't that long ago. But that's just the society we live in. And don't get mixed up in that. I'll say my words and say how I feel. I can always say, you know, back in the day, it wasn't, you know, it was just different. You know what I mean? But we still gotta, you know, we're in prophecy times. You know, that's why I live the way I do and pray the way I do because we're supposed to. It's written already. You know, things are gonna. I never thought I'd see. I never thought I'd be paying for water.
Right.
When I grew up, water was free. There's water fountains everywhere. You can get water anywhere. They'd give it to you. I mean, the electric scooter really blew my mind too. That blew my mind.
I hate those things.
They're so dangerous.
They're so dangerous.
So dangerous. I've seen some of the worst wrecks on them things, and there are people that know shouldn't be on them. You know, Well,
they put them by the bars that the tourists go to. So you have people that are drinking that don't know their way around the city that then get on these little things and like run into cars.
You're gonna wreck.
You're gonna wreck.
You're gonna wreck.
Yeah.
You're gonna wreck. But the music world's been good to me. I started in 13. I went to California with Kirk McMahon, King Colroy. That's his name, King Colroy. And he goes, "We're gonna do a 17-day gig. You want to come? I got a lady in California who wants to talk to you about your arrest on 6th Street, and you won against the state. You know, they gave you a DUI and they gave you a PI. I said, sure. Yeah, your accident. We blew up the motor in this van in Lordsburg, New Mexico. We were stuck in the middle of the res. I don't know, for like 4 days. And we ended up buying a red 71 F-150 from an indigenous man.
Nice.
And, you know, back then with another time, I told Kirk, what we're going to do? I said, we got to go. We can't stop. So we made it all the way to Mount Shasta, Humboldt. We got to the California border, and because I didn't have the right tags and all that stuff, because we were on the road.
Yeah.
We just switched. Make a long story short, got over there to the border. He goes, well, I said, no, dude. Creator didn't bring us this far for nothing.
Right.
This guy, I saw the agriculture sign come on. It was like 100. It was during the wildfires in 2013. So we took off. And so it was hot. So I saw agriculture sign. I got in line with the semis and this young guy, what are you doing, man? I said, that's mule and a horse back there. It's 120. It's got to be hotter. And then I go, this is me. I showed them the clipping of what happened here. And I think I was in 2012, the best pictures coming across Congress Avenue. And I said, oh, yeah, let me get my supervisor. This big fat guy comes. He goes, we heard you were coming. From that incident earlier, I ran out of gas. The trooper told him who I was. I was going. So, yeah, my checkpoint was very good. You know, right now with the way ice is, I'd probably go to jail, you know.
It's scary, yeah.
Yeah, right now it's unbelievable what energy they've created.
They've been arresting indigenous people.
Very much so. Everybody. Have you lost your goddamn mind? Yeah. What the... May I cuss here?
Oh, please.
What the fuck is going on with these people? I mean, this is our land. Y'all are all immigrants.
Right.
You have the audacity to still do that after 300 years of tyranny and just lies, you know, and it really, you know, I don't like that, but it really makes me upset. So I pray about it a lot. And we talk about it in the lodge. But, you know, to be arresting an indigenous person that their great-great-grandfathers were born here, you're not from here. You're 2 generations. We've been here for 7 generations. And it's wrong. And the reality of it, you're just cursing your family. You're cursing your background doing that stuff. When you do bad things and bad energy, it might not reflect you, but it reflects people that are with you. Somebody along the line ahead of you did something very bad. You know what I mean? You're still reeking with that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, they come to our lodges and say, well, how do you know this stuff?
The white people come to the lodges? And
yeah. No, they come over. I mean, you know, we don't look at it like that, but they come and pray. Well, I mean, a lot of them. I mean, Cole works the fire. He's a white guy. You know, your heart's just got to be in the right place.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. And at the same time, it's very magical in there. Yeah. When you come out of there, you're lighter because you've left that crap in there. You're clean. It's called mother's womb. You're reborn. Now, what you choose to go back to and do, that's up to you. But you've got a better chance of making the right choice, leaving there and starting your day the next morning than living the same world you live in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I wanted to jump back into music just a little bit.
Sure.
Did you grow up in a musical family? Like you mentioned, you know, bringing your guitar to like parties when you were young, but like, was that something that your family was?
No. I grew up with a family. My dad, we're just hard workers. You know what I mean? My mom raised us, and then she got a degree at St. Edward's and became a teacher.
Oh, wow.
Teacher's aide. My dad worked for the water and wastewater in Weberville and East 10th. He worked there for many years and worked his way up till he retired. And my grandfather, you know, my dad's dad used to sell Raspas off of East 7th and push a little cart around. That's what I remember. You know, and my grandmother on my mom's side, we lived off of Redwood, which is now Franklin Street by Givens Park. And I think my grandfather worked at a restaurant. And yeah, we have a lot of family too that were out in the country and everything. But yeah, we lived in the city.
Yeah, okay. So the music is kind of something you came to on your own?
I've always liked singing.
Yeah.
From a kid. You know, my mom, she was making tortillas one day for some tacos, and I was coming in from elementary school. I don't remember too much, but I remember the sun. I pray to the sun. That's my creator, Yolsun. That's what the Apache. That's who I pray to, the sun, energy. I walked in and I saw the sun shining on my eyes because the back door would face the west, and I was singing something. I remember my mom's beautiful face. She says, "You're going to be a singer one day." And I said, I was kidding. "Oh, yeah, Mom, I am." But I remember that. I'm going to write a song about that one day. I love my mommy. I see her I don't see her as much as I should. She lives in Creedmoor, which is on the way to Lockhart. But I pass by her house at least 5 nights a week. Yeah. I come down Old Lockhart Road on the way home from being Santa Claus or making smiles at Seaboy, the Continental, or the Paramount.
How your mom's probably what, in her 80s now? 90?
80s, I believe.
Yeah.
She still looks good.
She's living on her own. That's all amazing. That's good health in your family.
Yeah. She lives, and my dad lives. My mom and dad split up many years ago, but he lives off of right there by Pan Am, and I see him now and then.
Nice.
I really stick to my set. My head's still kind of. Oof. So I stick to my ranch, come into town, go back. That seems to be my life. And I write lots of music. I'm working on a new record with Eric McFadden from LA.
Okay.
He played for George Clinton.
Nice.
And Anthony Farrell. About what we're talking about. Nobody wants to talk about it. I'm going to sing you some stuff that it ain't in history. It ain't on Google.
Right.
They don't want, and some stuff shouldn't be on, but I'm going to sing some stuff, and.
Good, yeah. That history that has been, I wouldn't even use the word lost, like purposefully hidden in so many ways, right? Like, it's so important to have people like you.
It's medicine.
Yeah.
And what they do, those are the first guys that left back then. The people that did, those are the first people they got rid of because they're dangerous.
Right.
But, and at my older age is when I learned that medicine, you know what I mean? I always knew there was something that always kept me safe, we go. I mean, I have fallen with horses.
Right.
I've got hit by a car on a bike. I've gotten horses several times. Even shot at.
What? Who would shoot at you?
Yeah, back when I was young.
Yeah.
No, people were crazy back then. They still are, but
yeah.
I don't know who would shoot at me. I don't want to, but yeah, I remember growing up. We crossed fields, man, in the country, and pow, they'd shoot and then, yeah. One time, this guy was showing me his gun. I was sitting and I was just looking at it, and I said, "Make sure it's empty." He goes, "It's empty, man. Look." And he did that. It shot right. I said, "Dude, yeah."
Yeah. That's scary.
Don't get me wrong. I know how to use them. You know what I mean? But a gun wants to be used. It wants to be used. It's got a spirit. A guy like me, I don't want to carry a gun. I'd rather just Creator handles my problems. Because this world's gotten crazy. Who knows where it's going? You know what I mean? I mean, we're at a time in space and history and the zone where nobody knows what's going to happen. So keep it fucking simple. If you have a nice place to sleep at night and you're safe, and you have drinking water. People are dying of water right now. There's, the water's become worth more than fuel.
Yeah.
Water's life. Without water, you are nothing. And another thing is, health is wealth. You can have all the money in the world, be rich, but if you're not healthy, you're dying. Yeah. That money can help you. Health is wealth. I know. Because I am 64 years old. I feel good. I need a knee. I need some shoulder work. But I don't focus my pejuta thinking about energy because you'll feed it.
Right.
I don't want to feed what I know is wrong. I want to heal it. So I heal it and pray about it the way I pray with the medicine, peyote. That's why I'm here. The medicine I pray with my ancestors. We pray with peyote. It heals a broken heart. It heals a broken leg, a cracked skull, 12 broken ribs, 2 collapsed lungs, a broken neck, a broke back, where they say you'll never ride again or walk correctly. It heals that so you can be Santa Claus for the whole fucking city and fucking still ride and break 4 more horses at my age and teach other people stuff that is not in Google. It's a way of life what I do, connecting with a horse. You got to be Shunka Wonka, Osanka Wonka Yate. You got to be part of the horse nation and be the horse. If you want to enjoy the horse, you got to be one.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the 4 horses that you're breaking right now?
I would love to.
Yeah.
I lost Big Red last month, November 5th, and I needed to pick up grandfathers, the Stones. And we get them at Pilot Knob, McKinney Falls area, that mountain right there that's got subdivisions. There was a time we could go and harvest stones, but now it's private land. They built subdivisions. They're covering up what we use. Indigenous people have been going to that mountain for years and gathering for ceremony. Now it's getting where you can't do that. So I knew the Collins. I know Dickie Lee Irwin, a musician, great musician. I wrote some of his songs. And he knows Mr. Collins that owns this other part of the mountain. So he hooked me up with Mr. Collins to go get the grandfathers, the stones, because we got to harvest them. There's a ceremony. You didn't even get them because they give their life. They're alive. And until you do a ceremony, you won't understand that. Till you pick up a heavy stone, and after we're done with it, why is it so light? Because it cleaned you. It gave its life for you. And that's how it works. It's hard for you to believe because your head's into what you've learned on and no, this is for real. And so Dickie Lee got me in touch with Mr. Collins, and I went out there and talked about stones, and he goes, I heard you lost a horse. I said, yes, sir, I did. So he goes, come over. So I walked around the other side of the house. He had like 30 beautiful paints and all kinds of Appaloosas. He goes, pick one of these for you. So I picked this little blotched out paint mare filly, about 15 months old. And they call her Clouds because she looks like clouds all over it. And then I said, I'll get her in a couple of days. And in a couple of days, he told me he took to the auction some good, nice stallions. And I said, yeah, you got a lot of horses. I didn't know you had this here. So I went and looked at them, and that's what I do. You know what I mean? So I said, how much, I'll take a couple of these coats from you and this one. And I went and got another one. And I got rid of one I had. And I said, I'm just going to do what I do. So I got some coats to get rid of. At the same time, I figure I needed Big Tex is already 33, the white one.
Oh, wow.
So I got Sueño. I always dream. I called him Sueño because I always had dreams. I would dream of me riding a horse with 4 white socks.
Okay.
And this horse has 4 white socks. So I named him Dreams. And then the other one's Clouds. And I sold one to my roommate because I only wanted 2, because Big Red and Big Tex. I already got Daisy and Little Leo. And I got this other little paint that I'm going to give him a good life and get him ready and find somebody that wants a good horse. My horses are not just any horse. You can ride from San Antonio to Austin, and he'll get you there and back. They know the streets. I'm about to ride Daisy. It's her first ride from Lockhart to Austin. Here, probably, I'm thinking, in 2 weeks.
Okay.
I just got my knees. There's a feet journeys that we do to, in this day and time with the driveways and the traffic, it's like you're testing your horsemanship with your animal in this world of, it's crazy.
It's dangerous,
it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Your life's on the line always. But we could do anything with our horses. They kept us alive. And in fact, that's how the indigenous persons were. They killed our ponies. Yeah. They took our food. The railroad wasn't for, they didn't kill the buffalo for the railroad.
To starve out the indigenous people. I mean, genocided the entire buffalo population.
The buffalo were what the wildebeest are in Africa. And even they're catching hell, but they still get to migrate some, and it wasn't that long ago. I mean, shit, I was born in 1961. Geronimo died in 1913. It wasn't that long ago. And then our history out, it wasn't that long ago.
Which horse are you riding now when you're doing Santa?
I ride Mula. I rode Mula yesterday at the Austin Motel, and I made lots of people happy. There was a very private function, and I took a lot of pictures, and I'll ride Big Tex, the white one.
Okay.
I liked riding him. I'll be at the Armadillo Bazaar.
Okay.
Out front with him, taking pictures with other people, and I go to the Paramount lot with him. They have a lot of beautiful things going on there. And it'll be like tonight. I'm supposed to be at Anton's with Talk Show, but I think I'm going to take the night off tonight after the podcast. Yeah. I got a busy week ahead of me.
Busy 2 weeks, probably.
Yeah. Because the 24th is like, wow. I had 6 Christmas costumes. I lost them all in the fire. Oh. I had 2 Easter Bunny costumes. I got them already replaced. I got 1 Santa costume, and that's what I got to do. I got to wash my suit tonight. The fire really wakes you up. You know what I mean? It ain't my first rodeo. I mean, I woke up from that was boom. All through my life, I've had instances I got hit by a car on a bike on Riverside and Parker Lane. And I remember when he hit me, I got up because I heard my mom say, "Get up." And I got up and a van goes right by me, right thin. If I would have been still on the ground, he would run over me. So Creator really looks after me. I have my spirits. I have lots of angels looking after me. Don't know what the outcome is, but I know that I'm not alone. I guess every warrior hopes a good death will find him. You know what I mean? And I'm one of them. But come on, bring it. At the same time, I'm going to let people don't believe what they tell you. You can't do. I was told I would never ride a horse. I ride better than I ever have. Really? And yes, I do. And I'm all screwed up, broken up, but you find a way to heal yourself and correct it. And I never thought I'd be singing at the Ryman Theater in Nashville or Webster Hall, New York, First Avenue or La Fonda in LA. I mean, and people, I'm just living the moment. I don't have time. I'm not on vacation enjoying myself. I'll take some pictures, but I'm always giving thanks for that every day. Every day is your birthday. You wake up. Every day you open your eyes, it's your birthday, and I'm on. The horses. I got up this morning. I got in late last night. I knew I had to do this. I went and got hay in Weberville for the horses, and the ones I'm gelling. And I don't just get them around. I feed them individually, so they'll gentle and get used to my energy, and they'll trust me. You know what I mean? Other people, hey, just put them in the pen. No. We don't break that way. We don't break. We connect. I like that. Yeah, we connect with them. And there's a lot of horses I get that have been abused and they've been treated bad. First thing I do is turn them loose. I don't want just go be a horse with my horses. Aww. Go be a horse for a month. My horses will gradually bring them back in and stuff. And I work with people. I work with a lot of people. People don't know because I can't bring up their names on them. They're very private. Sure. Some people are so much on the computer and that's all they know. They come and they unwind and they ground and I sing them music and I let the horses talk to them. Other people are flying in from other countries. They do their music, do what they do, acting. Then before they go home, they want to come hang out and ride the horses before they go on that 15 flight hour home. Yeah. A lot of people come to me that are overweight or they think they're too old. No. You know what I mean? I have a horse for everybody. I told somebody, if you don't weigh 400 pounds, you'll be fine. And they go, wow, how can I get it? I'll make you a ramp. Don't worry, you'll get to do that and I'll walk them around. Thank you. I did some stuff with Imagine Art for a few years and I got to meet some very beautiful souls. Some are here, some are not. It's a rehabilitation thing for head injury. I'm a head injury adult. Right. So I know about that. I still have my head acting up on me, and I was told I was going to forget a lot of things, so I'm making sure that people don't forget the things I did when I was told I was going to do that in case I forget what I did. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I met some beautiful people at this retreat, and there was a lady with one leg, and I gave her a ride on my mule. I get behind them, and a blind lady. She thought I put her on there with the horse, and I get to do some very special
That's
things.
amazing.
Yeah, I
Many
meet
people
so many
do.
people in Congress. I meet people that I've known when they were 13, now they're like 20s, and the horses have helped them. And
I love that.
I got other people that were in sports. Man, he won't engage. He wanted. I put them on the horses where they get their confidence and they're by themselves riding a 1,500, 1,300 pound horse. And
Wow.
yeah, that's magic. That's magic to do that. And to connect with a horse and feel his heart beating and his big strong arms moving and knowing he's not trying to hurt you. He's doing what you want him to do, and you're controlling that. And that's medicine, you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing you're able to share with like so many.
Yeah, everybody, you're a cop. Do I look like a cop? I'm smoking a bowl, you know? No, I'm not a cop. You know what I mean? I'll be at the Capitol protesting that soon. You know what I mean? Guy, you've taken away everything else. Don't take away the medicine.
Right.
But, yeah, people at my age are getting ready to retire. I'm getting ready to start my career. I'm not retired. I'm just starting. Yes. Yeah, I got granddaughters. I got a son. He's got 5 grand. I see them. And
you have 5 granddaughters?
I do.
That's so many. I love that for you.
I have 3, and the lady had 2, but 5. But
yeah,
I didn't really start meeting them till last year because I lived in my own little world. And yeah, I got to teach them all about the horses. And they already know music and stuff. And I said, Granddad, Grandpa. But yeah, my world's just starting for me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get this leg fixed, and I tell people I'm gonna Mick Jagger it. You know, when he stops, I'm gonna fucking Mick Jagger it and Robert Plant it. You know, everybody. I'm like Steven Tyler. I'm one of them cool dudes that was around. I'm still around like them. I'm gonna hang out with them guys one day. You know.
Oh, I love that.
I say, man, God dang, and that's my song. When I'm going through, in my head, man, always, not once, always. Like today, I was coming here, "Dream On" by Aerosmith. That song always.
It's a good one. Yeah.
That's the one. And okay, I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Santa Claus, the end of this month, January, recording a new record with Eric McFadden and Anthony Farrell. About where my heart's coming from. I'll be some people not liking it, but I don't care if you like me, you don't like me. This is what's really up. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what I sing about and talk about. You know, I go in Southside Tattoos with my mule. You know.
Yeah, Royce was saying that earlier. I didn't realize.
It's like I can't get bread. Yeah. I go in the tattoo shop to get a break. You know what I mean? And that's my place, barring the guys. And I miss Royce at the tattoo shop.
Yeah.
I'm sure I need to go to wherever he's working and bring some energy with my mule, you know.
I think they would love that. Yeah. It's not too far. It's off of 11th, East 11th Street. Yeah.
It's right around the corner.
Easy. Yeah. I
met Anthony Bourdain over there.
Oh, wow.
At what's the name of that barbecue place? Right there.
Franklin's.
In fact, I came out on the thing. What else have I done? I've been to Rich Linkletter's house, the director's.
Yeah.
I played baseball with him, and he has a baseball field in his backyard. I gave his kids rides.
Amazing.
With Nicky Cat. I met Keanu Reeves one day behind the Bristol on West 6. I meet so many people. I had coffee with Andre 3000 a couple of times at Cenotes, and he was coming to the Sweat Lodge. And
do y'all talk about music?
Yeah, we talk about the way times are, you know what I mean? He wanted to come to a Sweat Lodge to pray. Yeah, that's what he was coming for.
Very cool. Very cool.
The thing he said about music to me, he goes, people run out of shit to sing about. You know, that was right before Four Brothers, I think he said that. But what else? Who else I met? It's pretty true. Yeah, I've lost track. I meet so many people in the city of Austin.
You're an Austin legend. Like everybody knows who Sam Greyhorse is.
Yeah, but
and it's all good. Like you bring joy to people. Like they're all. No one's ever like, oh, Sam Greyhorse, I fucking hate that guy. You know, like no.
Oh, there's some motherfuckers that hate me because I tell them the truth. You know why?
Those guys are probably assholes, though.
You know, there's guys that go. I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
And Santa Claus, I can say what's in me. I've been, people would never talk about in the Santa suit with the, hey, Dad, it's Santa, it's Santa. All right. And then they go, and then I go, you've been naughty. I see the laws you're doing at the Capitol.
Right.
That's not nice, taking away parents from their kids. You know what I mean? I don't say names, but, you know, Santa Claus not going to come see you. And they go, whoa.
That's amazing. So you mentioned earlier that you are like reluctantly politically active, right? It's not like it's out of necessity, right? Not like something you want to do.
Yeah, I'm not doing it I'm not running for office for a city council or governor. Yeah. I don't want nothing to do with that. I was joking around one time. I said, man, I said, man, I'm gonna run for governor. I ain't gonna win, but I'll damn sure enlighten the world to what really is going on. But shit, that shit can get you killed. You got to be careful what you say, you know?
Yeah.
People don't want to know the truth. They want to live in the illusion.
People, we see you out at protests all the time. Like you show up to the events.
I like protesting for the ladies. I go to the ladies' What gives you the fucking right to tell a human being, especially a woman, to an indigenous person, women are sacred. A man could never be as strong as a woman. When you can bear a child, you're strong. You can never be as women are the ultimate in our world. You know what I mean? And to be telling creation that what to do with their body, you've lost your goddamn mind. You know, that's really being sick in religion to me. Yeah. That there's something. There's other things you can be fucking thinking about besides that. You know what I mean? Everybody here had a mom.
Right.
Everybody here had a mom, especially in you. Have you lost your mind?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Yeah. You know, what would your mother think of you? This is not what your mom, where you're fighting for a law that your mom would probably be upset with you.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, the clock is ticking. Tick, tick, tick. And it's, I never thought in my lifetime I'd see the shit I'm seeing. So, who knows? Maybe I speak about it. I feel in our lifetime we're going to see the real creators when they start hovering around the planet. Those are the guys that are pissed off, you know, the star people. Yeah, I mean, you got to be a fucking complete idiot to think you're alone out here. You're not. I mean, shit. Come on. Yeah, we've been on it. Our ancestors, I go to them caves and walls on the reservation. They didn't draw them beings from Netflix. Those are they drew that, our ancestors, many years ago of who they saw here, you know? Yeah, there's all kinds of shit we don't talk about. You can't even go into the Grand Canyon spots because you'll find shit you're not supposed to see. Oh, yeah, they got caves and stuff that, Egyptian shit in there, you know? Stuff, it's government now. They don't want, we live in illusion, you know? If they translated everything that, you know.
Yeah, and so much of that, like, erasure of indigenous culture and religion, it really is about that control, right? That forced assimilation.
And fear.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, Abraham Lincoln. They don't talk about it in the books, and I don't remember. I had to go deep with, I mean, I think he hung 27 or 37 Lakota men.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, at the end, because they wouldn't. They didn't say they weren't subduing to religion. He just did it to prove a point. You better do it this way, you know?
All of our American heroes are racist mass murderers, you know? Like, if you're on Mount Rushmore, you were a bad person. Like, we venerate just the worst.
Out of all mountains to carve.
Yeah.
That's some heavy medicine.
And also on purpose, right? On purpose to destroy.
Very much so. God, that's slap. Thanksgiving's a slap on the face. Yes. Yeah, they teach that in school. Every day's Thanksgiving. Every day's Thanksgiving. And like I said, you know what I mean? I live that every day. Thanksgiving. And every day is your birthday. You wake up. Yeah. And my life has changed from my accident, you know? My family's the people that I live with out here on the streets and the people I pray with now, you know? A lot of my family, blood family, they're still in the old brainwashed religion world, you know? And I don't want to hurt your feelings, you know what I mean? But they know what's up. Right. They're Indians, you know?
Right.
But just like everybody knows what's up. Even what's going on in our country. They know what's up. They're just telling you we're in control, and this is what it is.
Right.
There's no hiding it anymore.
Yeah. Same with like what you're talking about the women's rights stuff, right? Like they know what they're doing, like, and it's on purpose.
It's on purpose to throw it away, to just give you something, because they're gonna fight back, and it causes an energy of news and media, and there's more important things than telling a lady what she wants to do with her. Whatever. Yeah. What the hell are you thinking? There's more important issues in the world right now than these things we're living. Why are we so involved in shit that doesn't matter? You know what I mean? I never grew up hearing immigration was a big deal. We just walk across the border and there was, and man, it's just fucking crazy. Yeah. And it's not just here. Other countries too, because I talk to other friends from other countries. They're going through the same shit in their countries, So
much of the like scapegoating of immigrants, right, and this enforcement of borders, I think a lot of it is like to distract, right, to give people something to be mad about, something to scapegoat, instead of us taking it out on the rich, the ruling class, the people.
Exactly, let me give you a little secret. Well, not secret. When all this president and I was watching that. About that time, P. Diddy news came out about this and the kids, and then it seemed like a black kind of energy, and and it was real intense everywhere. While the Trump and this lady were going for president, and that took. It might not think but it made a big difference in why we have this. It did.
It's a distraction.
It was a huge distraction, and honestly, whatever that dude does, they do it too. The rich don't think they don't.
Yes.
They do it too, but they got more money. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm saying they do it too. That shit's been coming. That shit came from Europe. Everybody's saying the immigrant. Europe got rid of what they didn't want. That's what they sent over here. They sent all the shit they didn't want over here, and they kept the best over there for them, and that's what that is. That's how that started.
I mean, that's how Australia was founded.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And then they got where they became another supreme power, you know what I mean? And if it wasn't for indigenous people, nobody would have made it here in this country. They taught them how to live here. It was
and got massacred for
it. Yeah. And then eventually, I see a lot of your own people are your worst enemies. You know what I mean, in this world. But on a good note, yeah. I do say what's in my heart and say what's on my mind if it's something, but I don't feed into it a lot. Like I'll show up at the protest for the ladies on my horse, and I'll, pussy power and all that stuff. Of course. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, golly, man. And then I'll show up they had that other protest for the weed and stuff. I'll, hey,
of course,
it's medicine. What the heck, God, I want to. Got to make money off everything, And luckily for me, you see me doing what I'm doing, because I had a detective tell me after my incident when I got arrested off of 6th Street. But I have some friends. Keep doing what you're doing, you know what I mean? Because they'll change these laws, and that's why I kept doing it, because.
So you were arrested for riding in the street.
I got a DUI. I saddle every evening, and I rode my faithful mounts. Sometimes it was a horse or a mule to hear a shout. I didn't know where I was going, and I didn't know who I'd see. But I know I'd see a smile, and that was good enough for me. I was a 6th Street cowboy on Congress I'll be. Sometimes at the White Horse, Continental Gallery. I lived in Austin, Texas, and that's where I got my name. I got arrested on horseback, and how my life has changed. Yeah, that's my song, Arrested on Horseback. Yeah, I got arrested on a horse on West and 6th Street.
Mm.
I got a DUI because I was with Freddie Reels. He owned the racetrack where I had that accident.
Mm-hmm.
And after that racetrack incident, I got a lot of calls, you know what I mean? They didn't have an ambulance there, and they were charging at the door. And you could sue the, you know, I said, man, I'm glad I'm alive. And that's my brother. I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't there. I was there for the horses. I was having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't the way they made it seem, the lawyers. He asked me, what can I do for you? I said, man, I'm going to go ride tonight. You come with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me, you, and my lawyer. I had a lawyer friend. I said, James Subsido. The lawyer had another court case, so he didn't make it.
Mm.
So Sam's Barbecue on 12th and
over there, like
Chacon.
Chacon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was the point. We met.
Mm-hmm.
So Freddie showed up. I showed up with 3 horses on the trailer. And the lawyer, I left his horse on the trailer. And we left. So me and Freddie went for a ride. We went to Hole in the Wall. And I already woke up from my accident, you know, and I was riding again. So he said, hey, man, what can I do? And I didn't stop drinking until January 27th of 2012 was my last drink. But this was in 11, so I was still drinking. So, but I was taking some serious meds.
Yeah.
I was still taking heavy pain pills because I was hurt.
Mm.
And so we went there, and then we went to a place called Went to Hole in the Wall. We went to go eat at Vivo's.
Oh, yeah.
Vivo's.
Mm-hmm.
It's called
Maynard.
Mm-hmm. I had a blast.
I worked there.
Oh, wow. They had a good margarita.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so a purple was? No.
No, they do like the cucumber, and they had the
cucumber.
Pink one. Yeah.
Cucumber.
Mm-hmm.
I would go there.
So good.
And then there wasn't, but they had good food there.
Mm-hmm.
So I went there. Then we went back down Congress. We went towards the Capitol. And then we stopped and had another drink. And then I remember I was galloping around the Capitol and text slipped. And he got up and we kind of, so we went back down 6th Street, Congress, and took a left on 5th. And we went back down and we went to, it's still there. We took a left, we were back on East 6th and we're coming, Shangri-La?
Okay.
Shangri-La.
Yeah.
We stopped at Shangri-La and I had a Long Island tea.
Woo, those will do it to you.
Well, I had 2.
Oh, no, Sam.
I had 2. I had 2. And I was on the horse and I took pain pills come in many forms.
Mm-hmm.
You can even have a liquid form.
Right.
Okay. That's what I had.
That's a lot. Yeah.
So I got back on the horse and I told Freddie, I said, my head's spinning so bad. Mm-hmm. I go, the horse will follow you. Let's go back to the trail. He goes, I got a friend who's going to meet me at 6 and Nellis. That's 3 blocks up and we'll leave. I know you don't feeling good. I said, all right. So we went down there. And sure enough, there was 2 bicycle cops, and he got off to take a picture with his friend. They asked him what he was doing. He shouldn't be taking a picture with a horse and this and that, and he wasn't doing nothing wrong.
Yeah,
nothing wrong at all. I do that every day for what I got arrested and got hit on the head with back then. You know what I mean? It's not illegal to do that. Right. You know what I mean? But they didn't know. And so, I made world news of that. I got a DUI on a horse. They got me off my horse, and I'm like, oh, man. You'll see it if you see the video. When I put my head back, my eyes turned white. Because I was like, gone.
Yeah.
And I was walking. I tried to get back on the horse, and they hit me in the head with a flashlight. I said, hey,
oh my God,
don't hit me there. I got a cracked head.
Right?
And they pulled my sleeve off my shirt. So when I woke up at the hospital, I had handcuffs, but they weren't cuffed to nothing. And I knew the nurses because I worked there for years. They go, dude, why did they do that? I said, I was just walking, I don't even know what's going on. So they took me to jail. And when I got to jail, I had to go to court. I was sober. And that judge said, did you come into town shooting your 6-shooter? I said, excuse me?
What?
That's what I said. What? I go, what? He goes, answer the question. For real. Did you come into town with a firearm? I go, no. He goes, you're free to go.
Wow.
If you didn't come into town relinquishing the firearm or shooting a firearm, we're supposed to let you go when you're sober. We got a call from somebody. Perry was the governor then.
Right. Yeah.
We got a call from the governor, and there's a law in the Capitol says, as long as you didn't come out here shooting your gun, you're free to go in the morning. I go, where's my horse? He goes, we don't know where that's at, but you're free to go. We tried you by that law. I said, whoa. So I told my little brother, I got on the phone, don't tell Mom, I'm already a grown man, but don't tell Mom. He goes, turn on the TV.
Yeah, it's everyone.
I go, what? What station? He goes, all the stations from CNN. So I mean, world news. I mean, I got a DUI on horse in 2011.
Oh my God.
It was after my accident in 2010. I got died. 2011, I'm riding. I got arrested. And 2013, I went to California. I started singing 12. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. So now, and here we are. Yeah.
Amazing. All right, y'all. We are going to cut the first half of the interview right here. When we come back, there will be a second episode featuring the second half of the interview. And he does give his plugs at the end of that, so they will be in the show notes here. If you'd like to go on a ride with Sam Greyhorse, you can go to his website, samuelgreyhorse.com. Very easy. And you can also find his music on Spotify, also under Samuel Greyhorse. So I will link those things in the show notes. And yeah, stay tuned for part 2. Thanks for listening. Cheers, y'all.